Hello. Today I want to review one of the most controversial books I've read, and it's A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. To start off, what got me interested in this book was, not obviously, it was TikTok. TikTok got me into this book. I saw a lot of people crying, and I'm a crier. I will watch something or read something and I recommend it to someone, to my friends, and I always tell them it made me sob, it made me cry so much. And what they'll tell me is, of course you cried. So when I saw people crying while reading this book, I thought, what do normal people cry about? My friends make me feel like I'm abnormal. I asked Chat, he says I'm normal, and I believe Chat. So that's what got me interested. I just wanted to know what was making people cry. Honestly, I didn't even see any reviews about it. I just knew people cried and I read it. I like to annotate my books, as you can tell. This might seem excessive, but I have a very short attention span, so it really helps when I take notes, and I need to do it constantly. Otherwise, not only do I forget even more, but I'm not paying attention to what I'm reading. So this is almost necessary to me. So these are what the colors signify. It's pretty ugly now. This book went through a lot along with me. I'd say that the trauma was the most prominent color here. I want to start with how I rate it. I would rate it a 4, to be honest. First of all, this book says that it's about 4 friends and their friendship and their ambition. And to be honest, I don't know about 2 friends. There's barely anything about 2 of the 4 friends. So the description is a little bit off. The aftermath of this book, I could not stop thinking about Jude. I sobbed so many times. There was so much anger and sadness in here. And I think that's why I'm giving it a 4.5, because it really struck something in me. And I think that's what a book should do. It should make you feel something. I think a bad book is one that you seem to doze off. You cannot continue reading it. This is not that type of book. This did the whole opposite, because there was so much suffering and I just wanted to try to get to a good part, which there was barely any good parts, but it kept me wanting to continue. And I think that's what a good book does. I know there's a lot of criticism about the amount of trauma that Jude goes through, and I understand this is not a book for everyone that everyone should read or even can be able to handle. It's totally understandable, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't a stupid continuation of traumas. Someone just robbed him, and 5 steps after, a piano falls on his head. It's not that type of just random things come in his life and ruin him. It all makes sense, and maybe it's not realistic that all of these things happen to one person, but the evil people that he has to deal with and all the things that he goes through are not unrealistic, really. And that's what pains the reader the most, because it's things that do exist in this world. And that's why I'm not mad with the book, because I think if it had been pain and traumatic events that were unrealistic and it just didn't feel like it was just to put him in pain, and that's what kept me reading it. Basically, that's what I got from the book. Not everyone has a happy ending, even the greatest of people, and it is saddening but realistic that he was so great and had all these people around him telling him that he was amazing and how loved he was, but he never believed it. And I think that's a very realistic feeling. And him dying, not accepting how great he was to people, is very sad, but I think it's very realistic, because I think most people don't know how amazing they are, even if people tell them, no matter how much people tell them. So that's what I took away from the book. And Now I want to talk about the criticisms. So, first of all, the character, like I said, right here it says that it's about four friends that live in New York and in friendship together. Honestly, the only like friendships that were there was Willem and Jude. Like the other ones were just like, I didn't feel like I didn't get enough of a description of each character to make me feel like they were close. And for a long chunk of the book, we don't hear about them. Like, just appear in the beginning, we see like issues with young and trying to develop in their careers, and then at the end, they're just developing as like people and in their career like that. So that was a little criticism that I have about the characters. Also, like, just seems like a lot of the characters here are not completed. We barely know anything about them, but they're supposed to be important, and that was a little annoying. Also, I did my research after I read the book, and a lot of people did not like the fact that the book dealt with trauma. It is unrealistic. Just saw the trauma is very unrealistic, especially because Jude has gone through so much, like most disgusting things in the world, yet he is the best one in his field, in his office. He is like smartest. He is a completely different person as a lawyer, and just very smart and perfect, except for that part of the trauma. And can't agree that that's pretty unrealistic, and that do totally agree with that. Now, this book should not be read by anyone that is going through trauma, that is sensitive to these things. It really did put me through I was so down when I was reading it, honestly. And I don't recommend this. If you're already feeling down, do not read it. Like, you have to, like, you're gonna read this, it has to be like a good moment in your life, when you're good mentally, because this will easily bring you down. It's just too much. It's a lot of feelings. It's a lot of anger and disgust and sadness. So I don't recommend this if you are sensitive and likes to that right now. There's no point. Okay. A lot of people have also criticized Hanya because a lot of her books focus on gay men relationships, and you can believe that as a writer, put herself in another person's shoes that are like foreign to her. I get, like, can believe that, but when most of her work is revolving around that, it's a little bit weird. And I never understood this picture. I don't know what he feels. Honestly, I don't know what this is. It doesn't even look like a sad person. Like, I don't know what he's doing here. I always wondered what type of person. This is a sad book. It's about suffering. I see this, okay, suffering, but I've never seen that expression on anyone that is suffering. It just, it's always like out by this. I didn't understand it. And found out that this photograph is the coming man. So that completely ruined that picture for me, because if I'm an author and my book is about suffering, I don't know why I would use that picture on my book. Doesn't make sense. It's a little weird, especially because a lot of the trauma that Jude goes through, it's sexual abuse. So it's a little weird. It just makes it disgusting to me. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I can never look at that picture anymore. Who is this book for? I'd say that if you're curious, if you want to get your own opinion, you have a lot of free time, and you're okay, and you are in an okay spot to read this that has such strong themes, then go ahead. This book is not for someone that not in a good spot mentally, cannot take these themes, and is not okay with a sad ending, because it's very sad. And I don't know if I'm a very positive person. I guess I am, because I get a 4.5 out like all these critiques. But yeah, the criticisms that I just gave, I give it a 4.5 because it was a book that made me feel a lot, and that's what I was looking for. It was a story that stayed with me for a very long time. Honestly, I don't know what to grade it. I just know that made me feel a lot. That the lesson in the end, that the message that I got is that not everyone gets a happy ending. The life is not fair sometimes, and that we have to go to therapy, take care of ourselves, and always put ourselves first. That's what I got. And I also got that it's never too late to get better, to try to improve, and to find the people that we should surround ourselves with. This is not a book that I would look for a good description of what trauma really is. But yeah, anyway, that is it for my review of A Little Life. I hope that if you haven't read it, it made you decide if it was a good idea or not. And if you have, that you can relate to the fact that we went through all of that. Anyway, I hope you have a great day.